Welcome to Mikab Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Welcome back to another class of this mathematics. I am Obtuse Abdullahi. This minute, we are going to continue from where we stopped on geometry in our previous lesson. And today we are going to look at angles. Angle is one of the properties of the geometrical shapes. And if you are talking about angles are the distance or change in direction between two lines or surfaces diverging from the same point measured in degree. I'll take it again. Angles are the distance or change in direction between two lines or surfaces diverging from the same point measured in degrees. We have names of angles. Names of angles. One of the names of angles is a right angle. And if you are talking about right angle, this is defined as angle whose value is exactly 90 degrees. It is defined as an angle whose value is exactly 90 degrees. And it can also be referred to as a quarter of a revolution. A quarter of a revolution. Because a revolution is a complete circle. And a complete circle is having the sum of its angles to be 360. A quarter of it is 90 degrees. And if you are talking about a right angle, this is how to identify a right angle. A right angle is drawn. This line is perpendicular to this line going this way. And the angle at this point where the two of them meet is called 90 degrees. And this is termed as a right angle. And the next name of angle is a straight line angle. And if you are talking about a straight line angle, it's an angle whose value is exactly 180 degrees. It may also be defined as an angle of size 180 degrees. And it can be represented as this. This is a straight line. And all the angles at this point, they are sum up to be 180 degrees. And the next example is acute angle. And if you are talking about acute angle, this is an angle whose value is less than a right angle. That is, angle less than 90 degrees. If you are talking about right angle, you are talking about angle 90 degrees. And if you look at the angle at this point, we've said it previously that angle at this point, from this point to this point, is 90 degrees. If you are now having angle from this point to this point, this one is less than the right angle. Therefore, it is referred to as an acute angle. And we said an acute angle is an angle whose value is less than 90 degrees. The next one is an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. This is an angle whose value is greater than right angle but less than 180 degrees. And I believe you've not forgot that a right angle is angle 90 degree. You can define this obtuse angle as an angle whose value is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. And if you look at this one, this diagram here, this line marks the angle from this point to this point. The angle from this point to this point is an obtuse angle because this angle is greater than a right angle. And a right angle will be drawn from a line that is perpendicular to this, which is drawn from that point to this, which is a right angle. Any angle exceeding that is an obtuse angle. That's about the obtuse angle. And in the case of the next example, we have a reflex angle. In a reflex angle, it is an angle which lies between 180 degree and 360 degree. I'll take it again. Reflex angle is an angle which lies between 180 degree and 360 degree. If you're talking about a reflex angle, this is a reflex angle. The angle is greater than a straight line angle, but less than 360. That is a complete circle. The angle from this point to this point is less than a complete circle. That is why we refer to it as a reflex angle. But this one is greater than 180 degree. This kind of angle is referred to as a reflex angle. The next example, this is a complementary angle. The question before us, they said, what is the complementary angle of 54 degree? Angle 54 degree. And we said a complementary angle are angles whose sum is exactly 90 degree. Complementary angles are angles whose sum is exactly 90 degree. And if we want to represent the two angles, we drew this in our previous names of angle, where we said this x represents a definite angle and this one also represents another definite angle, but together they are sum up to be 90 degrees. In the case of this x, if you now represent this x to be 54 degree and y to be the other angle which we are asked to calculate, or you represent this one as the angle we are asked to calculate and this one to be 54 degree, the summation of the two must be equal 90 degree. From there, we said it that x plus y will give us 90 degree. And if you now remove the y from the summation and put the 54 there, you now have x plus 54 degree equals 90 degree. And we are going to subtract this 54 from both sides. And if you subtract that 54 from both sides, we are going to have x plus 54 minus 54 equals 90 minus 54 degrees. And if you subtract 54 degree from 54 degree, the result will be 0. So we have x at the left hand side. And coming to this right hand side, we have 90 degrees minus 54 degree. And if you subtract this 54 from 90, you are going to arrive at 36 degrees. Therefore, the complementary angles of 54 degrees is 36 degrees. That is, the summation of 54 degrees and 36 degrees will give us 90 degrees. That is why we said 54 and 36, they are complementary, because their summation will give us 90 degrees. And the next name of angles that we are going to look at is supplementary angles. And if you are talking about supplementary angles, when the sum of two angles is equal to 180 degrees, they are said to be supplementary. That is, the summation of two angles, if the result is 180 degrees, it means that the two angles are said to be supplementary. And we shall look at the next example. The question before us, they said, what is the supplementary angle of 106 degrees? The supplementary angles of 106 degrees. And I told you that a straight line angle, the summation of them will give us 180 degrees. And in the case of supplementary angles, we are dealing with two angles whose summation must be 180 degrees. You have one here to be 106 degrees. The other one, which we do not know, is going to be represented by any arbitrary value of your choice. And if you are talking about angle at this point, it's going to be angle AOC, which is this. Angle AOC, angle at this point. And if you are talking about angle at this point, which is 106 degrees, will be angle BOC, angle at this point. Angle BOC, which is this angle. The summation of the two will give us 180 degrees, and we refer to the two to be supplementary because their summation gives us 180 degrees. And if you now represent this angle AOC to be any arbitrary value, precisely we choose X. And in the case of angle BOC, which is 106 degrees, we are going to remove this from this equation and put 106 there. And if we remove that, we are going to have X in place of that angle AOC plus 106 degrees in position of angle BOC equals 180 degrees. We are going to subtract this 106 degrees from both sides. And if we do that, we are going to have X plus 106 minus 106 equals 180 degrees minus 106. And 106 minus 106 will give us 0. We are left out with X at the left hand side. And in the case of this right hand side, we have 180 degrees minus 106 degrees. And if we subtract this one from here, we are going to have 74 degrees. That is why X equals 74 degrees. And you agree with me that the summation of this 74 degrees and 106 degrees will give us 180. That is why the two of them are referred to as supplementary angle. The supplementary angle of 106 degrees is 74 degrees. It means that the summation of the two will give us 180 degrees, which is 106 degrees and 74 degrees. Thanks for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.